Welcome back to Minecraft, and Malinka and Althea are here with me in the Biodome, or Biodome.
Hello.
I think you got it right the first time.
I know.
See everything here.
I did it that way on purpose. So yeah, we've been busy. You can see that we've expanded some things, so I thought we'd show a little bit of what was going on here. And I think the first thing would be to explain the cocoa tree, I guess. So yeah, we wanted quick access to cocoa beans and chocolate because we've upgraded the frames. Now, before we mentioned about chocolate frames, and Elfie, what do chocolate frames do?
They basically reduce your bee's lifespan, so they die faster, but they produce more.
Yeah, and on our test it seems to produce more bees as opposed to produce more combs, but maybe that's just because of what we're breeding at the moment, besides anything else.
It makes you a better murderer, basically.
Yep. Okay, let's talk about this setup that we've got here, shall we? So this is partly to do with the automation, isn't it, that we've got set up?
Yeah, this is just us beginning to automate the breeding and produce analysing, I suppose, of the bees.
So let's start with the apiary and how it moves from there.
Basically, as per usual, we have our bees. We have in here a common queen, which is a common. When there is anything in the inventory that can be removed, such as drones, the princess that the queen leaves behind upon death, or any honeycombs, we have here a wooden pipe with a redstone engine that will suck out the items. They then come up to this junction here, which is an apiarist pipe, which is made with a diamond pipe with two propolis, which you get from the bees and squeezing honey. You put that either side of the diamond pipe to get this apiarist pipe, and it works very much like a diamond pipe, except it's for bees. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of different colours, combinations, and there's different options. You can see there we have the black one to accept only purebred common bees, and the green will accept anything that wants to pass through it, and the yellow is closed so nothing can go backwards.
Can I just show them this part? So if you click on this closed here on the yellow, it will change. So now it's yellow now accepts anything. And then here now it only accepts items. Now it's any bees. This one says drones. This one says only accepts princesses. This only accepts queens, purebred bees, nocturnal, pure nocturnal, strong flyers, pure flyers, cave, pure cave, or closed. So you can choose just by clicking what's coming through here. So this is only looking for purebreds.
Now I have a question. I don't know much about bees, so this might actually be a question that viewers also have. For breeding you need a combination of a princess and a drone to get it going, if I remember right. Yeah. But if you look into this, I only see common as the definition. Does it only take one queen and one drone and sends on the rest?
What it does is it'll suck out all of the bees, the princess and the drones. It will place one princess because it has a space in the upper slot. It will sense that there's a space. It'll put the princess in, it'll put a drone in the second slot and let them combine, and the others, which are not to be bred because we already have a drone, will be put into this apiarist chest.
Well, it goes into this green. Wait a minute, you jumped a step. So it goes in the green pipe, green direction.
I know, I was explaining what Malinka asked, but to follow the line, which is where I was going, is the yellow again accepts anything, so any like honeycombs and bees all come this way. The black again only accepts purebred common bees, so only purebred common are going into this apiarist's chest. The red only accepts items, which is going into the centrifuge, which as you can see is being powered. It's whizzing up or down as you may please. Your honeycombs into honey drops, propolis, anything else, and it's being piped into this chest.
So yeah, I put a honeycomb in. It came honey drops and beeswax came in here. And yeah, nice. So yeah, pretty simple setup.
Okay.
I know the apiarist pipes are fairly confusing, but hopefully if you follow what we've done, then you can keep up. So, do you want to, should we make up one more on this link? Have you got all the stuff for this actually? I don't know if you've got the redstone engines.
I have got the, no, I don't have a redstone engine, but we can put the pipe work together.
Already running. I'll get some redstone engines.
Okay. Well, I'll dig this out, and we also need a couple of redstone torches, I believe.
2 torches, 2 engines, coming right up.
Yeah.
I think we even have plans for those, don't we?
Probably upstairs.
Probably, yeah.
Cool. Have you got everything?
Yeah, just getting the... I'm gonna need a chest, actually.
Can we not just pipe it?
Oh
into
yeah,
the
no, they're all
direction
just gonna go into the same chest, aren't they? Duh, sorry, I'm
Yeah.
being derpy.
Yeah.
It's not an uncommon thing for me to be forgetful.
Okay. We'll have to probably dig through to make the space, but start planting the pipe work for it. Okay, so do you want to start putting the wooden pipe first? And you have to shift click onto the side. There we go.
Yeah, no, I was just... Yeah, hang on. I was getting my pipe sorted.
Okay, then a stone pipe here, and the apiarist pipe here. Do you not just, instead of that stone pipe, if you just connect it in between here, that should work. So,
Yeah.
if I start setting this up, so this is only purebred bees are going in there, and I assume I have to take one of these common drones to show it's common.
Nope, you just click.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I see.
You just click that space.
It only shows ones that we've discovered by the looks of it.
Indeed.
Cool.
Blue we want as anything.
Okay. I'm getting emails. Sorry about the beeping. And I guess that's set up because then it will come into this next one and see that there's no space. And the reason this works by doing it along this line is because both of these are breeding purebred commons. If it was anything else, well, regardless actually, if this was a purebred anything else going through here, when it came to this next apiarist pipe, it would say, oh, only commons are allowed in here, and then it would pass, say, I don't know, let's say tropical bees, whatever, would pass straight through and into the apiarist chest. If the apiarist chest was accepting anything but commons, but it's not for the moment. Cool. Yeah, that's for the next one. Cool.
As you can see there, I don't know if you noticed, but it pulled out one of the drones and placed it in this apiary because there was a space in the bottom space, so it just put it in there because, as I say, there was room, but any other spare ones will get whooshed through into our apiarist's chest, which at some point we're going to have to connect a void pipe as it's filling up pretty fast as it goes.
Yeah, that's fine. And with it being the only reason it will put it in there is because this apiarist pipe here accepts common, and because they're both common, it will allow it through. But if it was any other bee type, it wouldn't have allowed it through into that nearby one. We won't worry. Well, okay, well, you can do another one. That's fine. A bee just flew out.
No, it just spat. It's because it's the machine's pumping.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because the machine's already on. If I put the common drone back in here, that's fine. And it should detect, with a bit of luck, wherever the princess went. Oh look, here it comes. And it should go down here first and then start the machine running. There we go. This is set. Blue anything again, common, purebred bees. Okay, cool. Can we move on to the next stuff? By the way, move the fermionic fabricator down here. And we've made this machine. Should we go over this machine quickly, Elfie? It's the analyzer.
Yes, this is an analyzer. It's a stationary version of the Bealyzer, which as you can see there, I've put in a couple of drones. I should have one that's not been analysed, and we'll just show you how that works. So I placed the bee in the left slot, and as you can see, it's being analysed. In the middle. It's running on liquid honey, which you get by using honey drops that you get from centrifuging and putting it in this squeezer, which is this machine here next to it. So we have liquid ducts at the back that are pumping the honey out of the squeezer and into the analyzer to keep it going, so we've got a nice fresh supply. But as you can see there, the bee in the top left, the common meadows hybrid, that is the one that I just placed in. It's been analysed and we now know what type it is.
Yep.
It makes life easier when you have several bees you want to get tested, and you can just put them in, go off, get on with whatever you're doing, and come back to find what different types you've bred.
It's fairly simple to make. 4 bronze ingots, some sturdy casing, which is bronze ingots in a square, like so, and the Bealyzer, which I think we've shown before. There's a Trealyzer version. I'm not sure if this works, because it looks like the same object, so maybe this is also a Trealyzer as well as a Bealyzer.
Yes, it can analyse trees as well. Both run off honey.
And at the moment there's a bug with NEI, it's not showing carpentry recipes, but I believe we've shown Bealyzers how to make those anyway. Speaking of bugs, where's the carpenter? Is it here? Yeah, here we go.
This one.
That's the one with the water pipe.
Here's another recipe that if you're using it, you won't see the recipe for in NEI, but we're about to show you it here. So using glass pane, 2 gold ingots, 2 tin ingots, an emerald from a villager, 2 redstone and a diamond, we get this that's coming out here. This is from Extra Bees, and hopefully we'll make it soon. It's just cooking it up. So this is
This is the Extra Bees version of the Bealyzer, pretty much.
Yeah, it's a bit more detailed, but I'm about to show that in a second. So it's called the Apiarist database, and by placing the Apiarist database in in a recipe like so, then we get an Apiarist data bank. Now this machine here is called an Apiarist machine. It's fairly easy. Again, sturdy casing, copper along the sides, and redstone here makes you the Apiarist machine. I'm only really showing these is because NEI is not playing ball. Otherwise, I'd probably skip some of this. But yeah. So
That and the wiki for Extra Bees isn't complete yet.
Yeah. So this is
actually quite difficult.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, I know. Yeah. So this is the Extra Bees version of the Bealyzer, and all you have to do is, it doesn't examine like individual bees, but it's like a database for anything you've discovered so far. Now, Elfie has got lots more bees in her list than mine, but this is my personal list of ones I've discovered, which I've only just started. But so forest bees, if I select that, you can see the genome. Again, we've seen a lot of this before, but it's done a bit better, especially with the products. It actually tells you how often or how quickly it makes the products, and if there's any specialties that it does. The climate here, it tells us the bands that it will accept, and it also tells you where you can find it, in which biomes you can find forest bees, just by looking through the biome section here. And resultant mutations are empty, but further mutations, you can see that by breeding a forest with a meadows, you get a common. And I can click on common over here, and you can have all the same information about common bees, which is slightly faster on the products, 2.2 minutes, and all the same information is there. And the branches is genus bees honey, and the species that it comes through. So we found forest, meadows, common, and then there's another one down this line that I have personally not discovered yet. This might turn into a whole episode of bees, but that's fine if it does. Okay, should we have a look at what you've done in breeding terms? Because I'm just looking for a particular type of bee, which I know you have somewhere.
If you're looking for my blue ones, they're over here.
Yeah. So, is it breeding common bees with meadow bees?
Meadow or forest.
Oh.
Either or.
Okay, and you start getting the next one up the line, which is cultivated. And cultivated bees produce their honeycombs much, much faster, I believe, every few seconds, correct?
I believe it's around the realms of 57 seconds, but I will just check for you. 57.2 seconds, you get honeycomb, yes.
So, even though it takes longer to do that, but basically, as long as this is growing in here, say for instance it's 2 minutes growing, every 57 seconds it's picked up a honeycomb, but it's kind of like an internal storage. So if this lives for 2 minutes and is running, and not stopped because it's day or raining or anything like that, then it would end up with 2 honeycombs, for example, out of it. Although there's still some randomness there, but it's kind of a gauge to help you work out how productive a bee is.
In fairness, my cultivated, these ones that I have here, quite often I'll come back after they've had one life cycle to find between 6 and 10 honeycombs. So it can be completely random depending on the frames you're using as well, can help vary like how your productivity and stuff as well.
Yeah, actually I kind of got distracted earlier, but yeah, we started making chocolate frames, which is basically the impregnated frame, which I think was shown earlier, but it's just those sticks and a string. But these chocolate frames,
I've got them in the project table if you want to see the recipe.
Oh, okay. No, it makes a difference, I've just shown it now, but yeah, right, that's the chocolate frames. And if you take out the cocoa beans, and the other frames we've been using is these, they're called soul frames. And it's just one soul sand with the frames, makes a soul frame. And soul frames, from I can't remember what the downside was, but I think it reduces their productivity in some way, so you don't get as many.
It reduces lifespan and productivity. So basically they die very fast, they don't produce anything, but it helps speed up your mutation rate by quite a lot.
Yeah, so it's almost...
Which is useful when you're trying to get a purebred of whatever you're trying to get.
Yeah, or just generally trying to mutate, so... yeah, we've been finding that going down the line of the bees has suddenly become a lot quicker and easier with those soul frames. Right, next lot of bees that we're working on, and these are dangerous bees, so I'm trying to do it from a distance, is we're working on...
You're down, safe to approach.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you're right, there's no queen set up. So yeah, the these are tropical bees that come out of the jungle biomes, correct?
Yes.
Is all of them the same?
Yes.
Okay. And when they are running, the bees come out and they sting you, so and poison you. So make sure to bring some milk to cure yourself. So what do silky combs give you?
The other
squeeze them away.
They give you silky propolis, which is then can be centrifuged again to make silk wisps, which you can use later on when you have a lot of them to make an apiarist suit, which basically means that you don't take damage from poison or from stings when you're dealing with your bees.
Oh, okay. So to begin with, though, you got to take the risks before you can even get the apiarist suit, because these sting you while you're trying to make them.
Indeed. The other way to get around this is they're not active during rain or during night time, so if you want to harvest them, wait till it rains or wait till either they have all stopped breeding or it's night time.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to show?
Otherwise, poison, stingy.
Is there anything else you want to
No, that's pretty much it.
Alright. I know a lot of people aren't into bees.
That's pretty much what I've been doing.
But the bees are going to get cooler and cooler. Where's the rocky bees actually at?
Over here. They've not been producing much.
Oh, okay. Basically, Rocky Princess came from our quarry, which we've got running from the other episode that we did. And the quarry found the rocky bees underground and gave us these. And this line at this early stage, if you centrifuge the rocky combs, all you get is cobblestone. So they're pretty crappy, but the breeding of them with other bees and to do other things actually makes them very good afterwards. So they're worth starting on. And I got a little bit more time in this episode to move away from bees, I think, if you don't mind, Elfie.
That's fine. No
Yeah.
worries.
And to show what we've been doing downstairs, and I say I know a lot of you won't like the bees and find them boring, but they're going to get interesting as we move into extra bees. So I don't want people to miss out on bees just because, I don't know, maybe they're worried about things, but I forget the rain lag. I'm going to start off where people know already, Malinka, from what's down here, and then I'll move on. So we were down here at the end of last episode and you saw me make an addendum as well, and I'll explain a bit. So we had this tank here and it's got biomass, and we just keep filling it up. The farm is just running on overdrive. No matter what we do, we can't get the biomass to go down in here without it just continuing. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, there is ways of emptying it, but it means starving the farm to be able to starve the bio tank. It's crazy. So we added engines, and as I said last time, more and more and more engines, and I believe altogether we're generating, well, there's 240 Minecraft joules generated in this room, plus the 2 engines out in the quarry, which this is sending out to. This biomass here is supplying 250 Minecraft joules per tick. That's a lot.
On one farm.
Yeah, but remember this is just one farm. And the energy is fed back through to run the fertilizers here. But we wanted to automate the system a little more so that we didn't have to worry about it so much. And you saw me at the end of one of the episodes, I can't remember which one, maybe the last episode, where I was scrambling together to show auto crafting tables, and really I was just trying to show a concept for something that we were going to do to clean it up properly, and all I did was rush build it. But let's go through what this does, shall we? And we'll start with the input, which is the quarry, which is this one I'm jumping on.
Want me to explain it?
Yes. Yes.
Ah, okay. My bad. We've got the item quarry, item tesseract from the quarry, having all the items inputted through here. After that, it'll hit this diamond pipe, which if fire opens as well, you can see has only 2 definitions, or well, 3 definitions, but on 2 exits. Basically, we want all the dirt and all the appetites to go to the left, the blue exit, and all the cobble towards the green exit. Everything else gets a red exit, which heads towards our red tripod for further sorting and all that. Why do we want these items? Well, as Fire said, we want to automate a bit. So let's start with the boring one first. We'll start with the green one. Basically, we've got 6 pulverizers running here, fed with all the cobble, pulverizing it into one big pile of sand.
Yeah, there's no.
As you can see, we use a lot of void pipes. That's basically to clean up all the gravel we don't need. There are some plans to do something with that gravel, but that's for later on. At the moment, we'll just void it. As far as already shown you, there's a boatload of sand. We
the
basically
quarry
don't know what to
stopped
do
running,
with it.
so it must have hit bedrock.
Now, the interesting exit, the blue one. The blue one leads us to another diamond pipe, which splits the dirt and the appetites. The appetites follow the green path into this chest. I hear something.
I know, Enderman. It's alright. We'll be fine.
Yeah. That brings the sand and the appetites together on this crafting table. If Fire opens it, you can see the recipe, the basic recipe for fertilizer. It's one of the two currently available. This one generates 8 fertilizer. The one of Appetite surrounded by ash, made by burning peats, gives you 16 fertilizer. From that auto crafting table, it gets split up right here. 50% goes into this big chest, giving us a nice supply of fertilizer for another craft. The rest goes over here. That goes downwards and then goes towards the machines to fill up the fill up the farm, the fermenters, things like that.
And also to
They
storage
need fertilizer to run.
from there.
And
as
also
well.
to storage, which is after the farm. That's also why you see the apples moving. The farm was actually a bit overloaded on items, so I took it out and put it in our overflow chest over here. That
can I
just
interrupt
throws it.
really fast? Alfie, can you do me a
Yeah.
favour? Can you jump in creative mode and turn off the rain? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now you can talk
Yeah.
about thunder.
Thunder and all that. Anyways, this is our overflow chest. I'm actually using it now to void all the apples. Instead of just leaving it around and having it despawn naturally, this is actually a bit faster.
Okay.
But back to the crafting. As I said before, the dirt gets moved through this line, comes into this chest, together with the chest next to it, where all the fertilizer is stored.
So can I just say something
Fire
and
looks
interrupt?
dirt. Yeah, of
So
course.
when we discussed this, right, and the whole of the system, and how these farms had changed, the complaint is that there's not enough appetite in the world to be able to keep a farm running. It's, you know, too much appetite requirement, too much fertilizer requirement. But here's the thing: we're running a quarry which is giving us appetite. And if you look at these two chests, we've got fertilizer coming out of our wazoo, and dirt nowhere to be found. And our limiting function on this process is the dirt, not the fertilizer. So anyone who's complaining about there not being enough appetite, go dig properly.
It's actually even worse. That chest is full, but we've got 3 more barrels of fertilizer full as well here.
Yeah, I'll come through. So all the excess, by the way, as we said, is coming into
Yep.
storage. And these is our apples. Anything else is voided and destroyed in this void pipe. So we've got a bunch of sand here, and again, anything extra voided. Again, we're voiding sand in 2 places. We're voiding sand over on this void pipe that I'm kind of pointing at, and we're also voiding sand, anything that comes out of the farm itself as a byproduct, which is this void pipe. So we're actually voiding sand twice. We probably could do that better, but it doesn't
I'm
matter.
actually not sure, Fire, if in the newer versions of forestry, sand is still a side product. We're running forestry 2.002 at the moment, which still uses humus. And I think from 2.004
Don't
it
worry
uses
about
dirt
it
instead of humus.
until the versions change. Don't worry. Don't go
Yep.
too
True.
technical.
Oh,
Right.
we forgot to show one
So-
crafting table, or did you show it?
I showed it.
I can't see what you opened. Okay,
I
that basically generates the humus needed for the tree farm.
So yeah, then the excess wood is coming in here, and then that will get voided over on the other side if there's too much wood. Saplings again, we've got like 64 stacks of that until then it gets voided. Then this is fertilizer here, so you can see we've got lots of that and lots of humus as well. So at the moment we've got another plan to fix it a little bit, but it is possible for the farm to stop running. And if I just get past you, and if the farm does stop running, this chest here turns into an input chest. We pick up some humus, not hummus, humus, and some fertilizer. Pick up about, I don't know, 6 stacks of humus and about 4 stacks of fertilizer. Place them all in this
5
chest,
stacks, I think. But
and it will get placed in where it needs to go automatically. So we've got all the routing sorted out. One other thing we haven't discussed is iron pipes. Iron pipes are basically like one-way pipes, and you just wrench them in so that anywhere it's clear is where it's allowed to go, and anywhere it's got like a solid grey it's not allowed to go in that direction. So anything coming out of this here gets to here and can't go that way because there's a solid bit there, but there's a clear bit here so it can go right. And then It goes into this one and clear all the way up to the end. That's kind of how they work. Fairly simple.
I love building machines like these.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. I hope you understood that. The little other change that we did is I put some hoppers on the coke oven and placed all our coal on it at the moment. I put a pipe out here to collect coal coke, and this means that the iron tank has actually got 457 buckets of creosote oil, which is
Creosote oil. Okay,
more
who's
than
up for
we'll
some oil
ever
wrestling?
need. Yeah.
We've got enough. Let's go oil
Did you
wrestling.
just say oil wrestling?
Oh yeah.
Oh, and I've got a switch off for these engines in case we don't need 250 Minecraft joules. But I'll leave them on.
Have you shown red wiring before?
Possibly not. Possibly have. I can't remember. But it's basically like redstone wire that can go up and down the walls. And I've used it underneath here. There's some covers to hide a bunch of things, which is all fine. And it's wired up from switches, so we can turn them all off at once. Alright, I think that's pretty good for this episode. We had planned a lot more, but to be honest, I didn't realise it would take so long to explain what we've got. So we'll move what we had planned for this episode to the next episode anyway, so yeah, don't worry about it. Yes, cool. For those watching the mini-map, Elfie's been busy while we were talking about this, and you can see that there's something being built in the corner. There's glass template back there. You have to ignore the double one there, but you can see on the mini map there's a bluish grey thing being built. We'll come to that next episode, I believe. Alright, so from me, Malinka and Elfie, have a good night.
See you later.